because where we are today, there's a lot of emphasis on the pro-Israel lobby in the U.S., the military-industrial complex. But you actually had spoken about a more personal story of growing up in the evangelical church, and you described that there is a
Yeah.
relationship with Israel that even stretches beyond those factors that I mentioned.
Right. I think that, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because when I talk about the pro-Israel lobby, a lot of people just assume that we mean APAC and other groups like that. But the largest pro-Israel constituency in the United States is conservative evangelicals. Um, so this is a community that I grew up in, and there's just a sense of, the creation of the modern state of Israel is a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. It's a sign of, the end times and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. Um, and so there's just, it is and even for people who don't kind of chapter and verse believe in that theology, even for people who aren't kind of ardent, churchgoers, regular churchgoers, there is a cultural sense of understanding of Israel's story. It's part of our literature. It's part of our kind of social and cultural history, and that politically that matters. It's not a judgment call on there. It's the way a lot of Americans understand the region. We've been exposed to parts of Jewish history in a way that we simply have not been exposed to parts of Muslim history, Arab history, Palestinian history. And again, this is my background. It took me, I was raised with the Old and New Testament as part of growing up at the Evangelical Church. These were stories that I knew. And kind of that was how I understood the region until I made the effort and was exposed to kind of other people's stories, other people's narratives. And that does help explain why the United States has been so overwhelmingly one-sided. Is because there is a real political, this understanding of history does have a real political impact.